establishing an ethical approach for AI, where our human biases are not perpetuated or even worse, exacerbated in the digital world. It's a shared responsibility, and we need to go beyond just talking about it. Artists have long been at the forefront of pushing conceptual boundary, breaking down orthodoxies, and expanding the scope of human imagination. So we want to actively work with scientists and artists to expand visual representation with more diverse content. We have launched a campaign. We share the link of this campaign to artists everywhere in the world to submit their content that showcase women from different races, ethnicity, abilities, gender identities, sexual orientation, or different body type, age, and other demographic to contribute to a new standard to represent diversity with special attention to capture women in AI and in STEM and in those other scientific disciplines which suffer from a deep gender gap.
Thanks for hosting this session today. I'm thankful for partnering with Women in AI. We welcome more women in our tech fields because we know that they bring excellent perspectives to the work that they do. Additionally, we're focusing on our product and content. We partnered with Women in AI to give a call to action as to how we can get more content showing women in tech careers. And so we can begin to promote more inclusive best practices across the folks that use our content overall. The importance of us as a company focusing on DEI is because we have a responsibility to help create a more inclusive society. And from my perspective, the best way for us to do that is to look inward at our culture and our operations. How are we operating as a company? And then we look at how we show up in our communities and in our products. And I think our relationship with Women in AI cuts across all three of those areas that we tend to focus on. And I'm really looking forward to this discussion.
I'd like to welcome on this virtual stage our panelists. So I'd like to start with our artist, Jeroen van der Most.
I'm artist Jeroen van der Most, and I'm working with artificial intelligence as an artist, as a creative medium. And this means I create all sorts of installations that use AI to generate imagery, textual content, movie content, etc. And the overall theme is that these installations are experiments with actually a new, different, better, more positive form of using technology, using artificial intelligence.
Hello, everyone. My name is Simone Bartlett, and I sit on the board of Black in AI, a nonprofit dedicated to increasing the presence and inclusion of Black people in the field of AI. Black in AI is a community, sort of a group that has come together to get more Black people, or at least some Black people, into the room when AI-based solutions are being conceptualized and designed and deployed. As a community, we have a lot at stake. Most machine learning algorithms are trained on data that reflects historical, bias and discrimination. So the solutions that we're seeing often replicate that bias, and in cases, some pretty prominent cases even magnify it. So what we know as a community is that we need to get more people in the room. And when we think about getting people into the room, where do you start? And I think for us, where we focus at Black in AI is around research and more recently entrepreneurship.
I'm very happy to be here. I'm one of the data scientists at Shutterstock at AI services team, and our work focusing on developing machine learning models for contextual image recommendations. And as part of my work, we also test this model for bias in order to prevent unfair AI as much as we can.
The party already started, as you can see. Eve is already dancing. And as those of you who know Eve will see that, you can really actually look like yourself. All you need to do in order to do that is have a portrait photo of yourself ready, like the photo that you use on LinkedIn. That's usually a good idea.
Before we finish, I think I'd like to thanks the sponsor of this event, Shutterstock, the collaboration with Women in AI to make this possible, Evenness and Spatial.io for allowing us to have this experience in the metaverse and share this with you. Thank you, everyone. Please join us into the metaverse.